The latest. Thank you for love and support. I appreciate you all. Africa in the history of our struggle for independence and liberation. There were women who rose up and helped fight for the freedom of Africa. When things became difficult and even men were not courageous enough, we had women who led men to give us the freedom and the sovereignty that we are having today. But it got to a time and people have decided to neglect us. And all they tell us is the woman's role is in the kitchen. Ours is to be in the kitchen and cook and take care of the children. But that is not true, because when it comes to the liberation of Africa and in the fight of everything, women are also important. We also have the strength and the liberty to contribute to the freedom that we are looking for in Africa. And that was why in the olden days, the men never had a role for women. We were all trained as warriors, and the necessity when it comes, women also go and help in the fight. Yellow people came into Africa and decided to give us this narrative. Today we are in Namibia. We heard that Namibia has elected a female president, the first female president. And this is amazing and wonderful. And this woman made it clear to the men. We have been cornered somewhere and we are not allowed to show what we have. So the ability and the strength of the woman is changed somewhere, and that is why these men do not want to give us the opportunity to also lead in the affairs of the freedom and the affairs of the nation. But the woman, the first vice president of Namibia, is saying what men can do, women can equally do it, and they have to do away with the perception that our role is only in the kitchen. We are also capable in fighting for the liberation of the nation, and we also have what it takes to govern our respective nations. They ask her about one topic that is making South Africa boil. That is the land reform issue. Namibia is also having the same thing that South Africa is facing: white minority owning majority of the land, and the indigenous are just there. We saw that Cyril Ramaphosa decided to do the same thing, and there is war between South Africa and the United States of America. Namibia has also decided to take its sovereignty into its own hands. According to them, they are tired. This white minority who just came wherever they came from, caused us damage, pain, and looted us, cannot have majority of the land, and the blacks Namibians will not be having any. So they've also passed a law to reform the land in Namibia so that the black Namibians will also have a say. They'll have their land to be able to farm. How can these minority people just come and be controlling everything in Africa? Yet, look at what is happening in the United States of America. The black Americans will sacrifice everything to give the United States the name that it has today. Can't have this kind of luxury these people are having in Africa. But they are saying we should allow them to do whatsoever that they want to do. And the woman said, they are not afraid of anything. They are not afraid of anybody. As long as they are acting in accordance with the laws of Namibia, anybody at all can go and drink the ocean if the person do not understand. Yes. So if there are people who are sitting outside of Namibia and they think that what they are doing is wrong, that is their own business.
It's a good thing that we as a nations, as countries, we are realizing that just as men, women can also hold the position of authority.
Do you feel that there are extra expectations from you, considering that you are a female leader?
Unfortunately, the emphasis now is not on Netumbo the person. The emphasis is on women. But if anything then happen, like what it can happen in any administration under men that we see them, they will also, those who will not talk about Netumbo, but rather says, look at women. So that's to a certain extent is a pressure, but I would want to lead in the way I feel is the best for the Namibian people.
We saw what recently happened in Nigeria. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Adwagan says she's been facing sexual harassment at work. So I wonder what goes through your mind when you hear stories like these, especially in relation to this particular topic.
We are hearing it all over the world, that women are being sexually victimized. You are hearing women being asked sex favor in order maybe to be employed or to be promoted. And of course, it's a very, very difficult issue to deal with because not all the victims are ready to come out, but we have to fight it. The laws are there, but the laws on themselves, they don't mean anything. It's people that have to implement.
I would like us to talk about some of your country's challenges. Land reform is among them. We know that white people in Namibia continue to own the majority of agricultural land, which means that black people really don't have much of a say. This is troubling, is it not?
Truly, land is a serious problem in this country. We still have some of our white citizens, and more particularly the absent land owners who are occupying the land. We have now a law on the land bill, which was only recently finalized in terms of drafting. And it is my hope and my wish that can help us to speed up the land of the redistribution.
I have no idea you would have seen what happened to South Africa. President Cyril Ramaphosa spoke about land expropriation, and Donald Trump, the president of the United States, became extremely upset.
Yeah, for us, one can be upset, but it will be a concern to me. It will be a concern to the government if something was done outside the Namibian laws. But if we are doing it in accordance to our laws, we will not allow interference.
Youth unemployment remains a challenge. How are you looking to deal with this?
You might be aware that Namibia is a mineral-based economy. And now we are saying value addition, we have to be serious about it so that we can create jobs for our people instead of just always exporting raw material. We have also to create jobs in other sectors like the creative industry. It's a very big industry. You can create jobs. So now our educational institution have to retrain our young people, rescale them, give them new skills.
So whatsoever that they will do that will benefit the people, they are going to do it. So that law will be done and the land will be redistributed equally. Whatsoever that Trump or whoever has a problem with is going to do, Namibia is ready to face it. And these are the things that these people always use to cripple the African. They always threaten us. They always have these things. We will sanction you, we will cut visa to you, we will cut aid, we will not give you this. As if our natural resources wouldn't be able to do what these people have been doing for us. So we have to stand up to these people and let them understand. It isn't that Namibia only need everything from the United States of America. The United States of America also need the resources that are in Namibia to also function. So if you are cutting whatsoever you are giving to us, we have the right to also cut whatsoever that we are giving to you. And it is time for us to stand up to these people so that together we'll be able to fight for a better Africa. And that is why we are calling all of you to team up with Mali, Niger and Burkina Faso in this fight, so that this way we'll be able to fight these people. We can never fight these people individually, and that is why we need to work together as a team. And now that we have courageous ones who have sacrificed their lives to move forward, it is time for all the other African leaders who are not in the group of these people to team up with these Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso leaders so that together we'll fight for a better Africa. She was also asked about the unemployment issues that are facing Namibia for a very long time. Unlike the place called G, where these people have even named their graduates unemployed graduates and they are using them as their campaign message. She said that is why they have mineral resources. And if they want to tackle the unemployment issues in Namibia, they need to add value to the natural resources instead of exporting them in the raw form. This way, they'll be able to generate enough revenue to cater for the unemployment problem. The things that women think of sometimes do not even cross the men's mind. You see, we are able to stand up to people and things that sometimes you, the men, can never do it. And in the history of Africa, we've seen that queens rose to lead war, fought and defeated the Germans, the other Portuguese and other people that came into Africa to cause us pain. Women led war. We saw Yasantua, we saw Queen Nziga, we saw Queen Amina of Zaria. We have a lot of queens who rose up and led the fight to give us the freedom that we have. So why don't you also allow us today to be able to help in the fight of the freedom of the continent? It is Yolo Popo who came and gave us that segregation because they realized that the women, the African woman was a warrior who could fight. And because they didn't want this kind of shame that the woman led and defeated them or they ran away, then they decided to tell us what a woman can do and what a woman cannot do. And we bought into it. And today the African woman is very timid and cannot stand up to people. We are cornered somewhere. So the African woman can never voice out. And even when we voice out in our society these days, we are tagged and looked at in a different manner. As if you are arrogant, you are not respectful. African woman is a warrior who can stand up for herself and stand up to any injustice and fight for her right and her people. And that is why when it comes to our children, we do not play with our kids. We will sacrifice everything. So let's unite. Let's team up. Together we'll be able to defeat whatsoever these people are using on us. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world, in Africa, Southern Africa, and in Namibia.